Die Hard for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
The first step to reaching your full potential is having the courage to start. At Strayer University, we help students take action by making higher education more affordable with access to up to 10 no-cost gen ed courses, because our goal is helping you work toward yours, so you can always keep striving. Visit strayer.edu to learn more. No-cost gen ed provided by Strayer University affiliates of Career Learning. Eligibility rules apply. Connect with us for details.
Terms and conditions apply.
Are you wet shaving? You'll get razor bumps.
Nah, Pops, I'm good with Gillette Skin Guard. How long you been growing that beard Mama hates anyway?
Since 77, I shaved and got ingrown so bad.
That's why I use the Gillette Skin Guard razor, face scrub, shave gel, and moisturizer. So I don't have to worry about new razor bumps or shaving irritation.
Gillette Skin Guard, huh? Your mama's gonna love this one.
The best a man can get keeps getting better with Gillette Skin Guard. Buy now.
From cozy breakfast nooks to formal dining areas, Ashley has versatile dining options starting at just $499.99. And for a limited time only, you can receive a $250 mattress credit with the purchase of any 6-piece bedroom set. Plus, get 60 months special financing on select in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Shop and save today, only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. No minimum purchase required. See ashley.com for details.
See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This is Hot 97 Street Soldiers, hosted by Lisa Evers.
So glad you're joining us for this episode of Street Soldiers on girls and gangs and female crime fighters. I'm your host, Lisa Evers. Police and prosecutors are seeing a disturbing development in the city's gang shootings. For the first time, more of the trigger pullers and some of the leaders or shot callers are teen girls. But as recent cases show us, female crime fighters are determined to not only hold them accountable, but also show them a way out before it's too late. "19-year-old Brianna Portalatin, 8 months pregnant, was among other suspects brought out from a sort of criminal commune in a Bronx apartment. She was in handcuffs again. Police say it's her third gun arrest. What's going on here? I love you, babe. The expectant mom with a rap sheet is allegedly one of 20 members of the notorious Slaughtery Gang, indicted in 14 shootings in the Fordham section of the Bronx. In our exclusive look inside the NYPD takedown, we learn she's not the only female alleged trigger puller. There's also a 15-year-old girl, shown here in silhouette, taking aim and firing. Then there's one of the gang's leaders, 19-year-old Nadine Asamoah, known as drill rapper Nay-Benz. Investigators say she was one of the leaders. We're racing to the precinct right now because so far this morning the detectives have captured 8 subjects wanted in this case. Police say you're a trigger puller. Is that true? What? Police say you're a trigger puller.
We saw three case members, which we've never had before, arrested. When you look at those 3 case members, total 5 trigger pulling incidents and 6 gun arrests amongst those 3 females. So we're seeing the violence, it's increasing, and it's concerning.
Female detectives are playing more prominent roles in the gun violence suppression division cases. Detective Lena Alexander and Detective Aaron Curry made history in May as the first female team to lead a gang takedown. For them, it's about having an impact on those they arrest and restoring safety to the community.
I was born and raised in East New York, Brooklyn, and it's very near and dear to my heart, and I just wanted to make a difference and making the streets hopefully a little bit safer.
Trailblazing Bronx DA Darcel Clark says there are many reasons why they're seeing girls get seduced by the gang lifestyle. That's why, in addition to prosecuting the cases, she also devotes her time and energy to prevention in the community, to let girls know they have other options.
Some of them are afraid. Some of them are forced to do it. Some of them just, are curious. They like the bad boys, so they want to run in those circles to see what it's like. They may not necessarily be like that, but it's too late once you get caught up in it.
Poverty, an unstable family, and mental health issues are also factors, says clinical social worker Dr. LaShawn Paul, who treats teen girls at risk.
I personally don't believe that there's any like specific diagnosis or things that you can look for, right? I think that the sooner that we get intervention for these girls, the better, before they become the lead, before they become the shooter.
Let's take this to our panel and find out what they have to say. Joining us is Detective Erin Curry. She is with the NYPD's Gun Violence Suppression Division. She's a New York girl from East New York, Cypress Hills houses. And she's part of the all-female team that led one of the takedowns of one of the gangs that included female gang members. Detective Curry, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Also with us is NYPD Assistant Chief of Detectives Jason Stavino. He started the Gun Violence Suppression Division, has been responsible for taking down many of the most violent gangs in the city. And Chief Stavino, great to have you back with us.
It's an absolute pleasure. Looking forward to our dialogue.
Thank you so much. Also with us is Darcel Clark. Yes, that Darcel Clark, the Bronx District Attorney. She's been a trailblazer for women in law enforcement, a role model for many, very active in the community throughout her entire career. And don't be fooled by the smile, because she's very tough on crime and putting the people responsible for causing terror and trauma in our communities behind bars and getting the right ones there. D.A. Clark, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Lisa, for having me.
I appreciate it. I want to start with you, D.A. Clark, because you've been seeing this, and the Bronx has been an area where there's been a tremendous amount of activity with different forms of gangs. What do you see happening with girls?
You know, it's unfortunate that we see so much violence happening in our community, and for it to now be seen as a problem with our young women is even a bigger problem for me, especially for me coming from the Bronx my whole life, growing up in New York City public housing. I'm from Soundview houses, so I know what it's like to grow up as a young black woman in the Bronx. And it's unfortunate that I'm seeing so many young girls thinking that their only option is to turn to violence. There's so much hopelessness, and we need to turn that around. And as district attorney, every day I want to do all I can to help these young women, to let them know that look at me as an example and so many others in our community that can be an example to them, to let them know that they don't have to be trigger pullers, they don't have to hold the gun for guys, that they can lead, and I want to help them lead. I will prosecute them if I have to, but that's not what I want to do. I want to save them, and I want to see them live.
That's great. And Chief Sabino, that you've led so many of these investigations, very complicated, long-term investigations into who are the active shooters or the trigger pullers, as you call them. Are there more trigger pullers who are girls or females?
Yeah, we've seen an evolution, you know, in our gangsters, particularly with females. You know, where when we first started our cases, we didn't have any female case subjects. You know, and we've seen that evolution, you know, with the female gangster per se. Whereas first, females were really exclusively holders. You know, they were less likely to be approached by law enforcement. You know, they were basically holders of pistols and drugs. Because of that reason, now they've graduated to become shot callers. And we've even seen, as recent as this year, what are they doing? They're actually shooters. You know, and this is a phenomenon that we've really just seen this year. You know, evident most really from our last case, you know, that we did with the good Darcel Clark. We had three case subjects that were females. That's alarming.
Detective Erin Curry, you grew up in East New York. There's always been violence and gang violence in that community as well. What made you feel so committed to put your own life on the line to save other people as a member of the NYPD?
Right, so growing up there, I just never felt safe, you know, even going to and from school, you know, I had to be really street smart at a very young age. And, you know, when I got older, if there was something I could do to make the community safer, you know, then I would do that. And that's been my goal ever since.
You're part of the all-female team that is leading some of these major investigations. What are you seeing with the girls? Are there certain types of girls? Are there girls from certain backgrounds or family structures, or girls that kind of slip through the system? What do you see?
So we are seeing very young females, as long with the guys, like we are seeing that age trend downward. So the same goes with the females. They're very young females. At that age, women are, naive. You're still figuring yourself out, and I think you're easily swayed. So maybe they may find a home, with the guys. Females, I think they like sometimes the guy attention. Maybe they're getting that from the gang. And ultimately they're being used by the gang too, right? So a lot of times what I'm seeing from females is that, they'll be friendly with the gang and then also friendly with the ops, right? With the rivals. And they'll pretend to be interested in maybe a rival gang member and DM them, set up a date, time, location, and then give that valuable information now to their gang so they'll have the drop on where the rival's at.
Don't go away. There's much more to come.
Prevention is very important. I want to stop these girls from even thinking that they should be involved in the violence in the first place.
Yarson Clark, why is that so important for you to really look at these girls that are in trouble and causing trouble from a holistic approach?
Because I think it's so important that they have to know that there's people that care about them, that want to see them succeed, and that there's options outside of violence. As a district attorney, people always want me to come up with alternatives to incarceration. But for me, that's too late. It shouldn't be about incarceration. It should be alternatives to the violence. That means before they even do the act that's going to lead to something that eventually may be incarceration, that we stop them from dealing with the violence. Now, these neighborhoods are unsafe, and I get it that sometimes young women or even some of the young men feel like they have to get involved in certain things for their own survival. I know that exists, and that's why I've had so many different resolutions to how we deal with the prosecutions that we do have. So prevention is very important. I want to stop these girls from even thinking that they should be involved in the violence in the first place. And the way that has to happen is that we need more investments in our community. And thank God for NYPD and my partnership with them and Chief Savino and the detective here. The work that we do is invaluable in keeping things safe, but we can have safety and justice at the same time. So if we had prevention, if we had investment in our community so we could see these young girls where they are, meet them where they are, know that they don't have the resources, that the schools are not doing right by them, that some of them may need jobs. Some of them are young mothers. They're doing things to support their family. They have mental health issues, substance use disorder. They're addicted to drugs. All of those things may lead them into getting into this gang life, and then they can't get out. So I want to make sure that we invest in community so that we can do more to make them not get here in the first place.
And you're raising some interesting points, Detective Aaron Curry. Are the girls, do some girls get involved because they're afraid, or because maybe they're 14 and an older guy makes them feel protected, or buys them clothes, or takes them out to eat, or what kinds of things do you guys see in the course of your investigations?
I think it's all of the above. I think they're looking for friends. I think they're, making the wrong friends. A lot of times, it's also community-based, right? A lot of these gangs, these smaller crews are territory-based. So it may be the kids that she's going to school with, and peer pressure is real, and she may be, like I said, young and naive and easily swayed. And maybe, financially, maybe they're supporting her, helping her get clothes, and she thinks that they're looking out for her.
Turn over, New Jersey only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at nfl.com/terms. Details please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's another Hot 87 concert-winning weekend. Listen all weekend to win tickets to see New York City. This is Kehlani. Hey, Lonnie. Why don't you stay here after hours? I want you to make it Her Crash World Tour is the Barclays September 20th.
Win your tickets this weekend on Hot 97 or buy them now at Ticketmaster.com. Made hot by Live Nation.